Hi there, I'm Nicole from urbanliving.com. I'm here in my very festive kitchen. Christmas is around the corner and I'm in the mood for Christmas cookies. Today I've got a very special recipe. It's one of my family's favorites. They're called vanilla crescents. Just to go over my ingredients, this recipe does include nuts. If you have family allergies to nuts, this is probably not the recipe for you, but please stay to the very end and watch and see how these turn out. This is a very fun recipe. We're going to get very messy. The only way I know how to do this is with my hands. So I've taken off my rings, I've washed my hands, I've put down some parchment paper, got all my ingredients ready, so let's go. First I'm going to start out with the all-purpose flour. Then I'm going to put in some icing sugar or confectioner's sugar. Next I'll put in the almonds. Now I got these pre-packaged, they were already crushed. You can crush them yourselves if you have a grinder or a cracker. You can do it that way. So I'm going to just mix these up so that they're thoroughly mixed. And now comes the fun part. This is really like being a kid, which is what Christmas is all about. So I'm going to dump this right down here on my parchment paper. There we go. And now we're going to build. So I'm going to build this sort of into a bit of a volcano with a little dent here. And now I'm going to put my 2 egg yolks. So I'm only using the egg yolks this time. All right, give me a go. And this is where I start to just kind of mix them all together. It's kind of seeing it's going all through the dough here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is my butter. Now, my butter is softened. It's unsalted. I'm going to put in a few little chunks at a time. I used to have a pastry knife, and that worked really good for this. But during my last move, I lost a few items from my kitchen. A lot of those items are on my Christmas wish list. So, Santa, if you're watching, I've been a very good girl. Or, Mrs. Claus, if you're one of my subscribers, you can let the big guy know. If not, please subscribe because I'm going to be making some more Christmas cookies. I'm going to just, again, put in a little bit more butter and just keep working it. It's kind of like Play-Doh, I'd say, for adults. Or, you know what, this could be a good recipe for your kids to try too. Oop. Going to just keep going, keep squeezing. This dough is usually pretty dry. But you can add an extra egg to it if it's just not forming into anything. When we're done here, it should actually form into a ball. Just keep going at it. Mixing and mixing. It's starting to work, I think. Keep going. Once we've formed it into a dough ball, we are going to put it in the fridge and it'll need to chill for about a half hour. Just keep going. Okay, that's about the rest of my butter. Like I said, we're gonna get messy. I'm thinking I am gonna add that egg. This time I'm gonna add the whole egg, not just the yolk. And see if that just helps it along. Yes, you definitely like to get your hands dirty here. But that's helping that egg. So eventually we're going to be able to make this into a ball, and we're getting closer, I think. Grab some more dry ingredients and just really keep working it. It's the only thing you can do. I don't think you can overwork this dough. Try and roll up some of the stuff that's left on the paper here so we can get as many cookies out of this as we possibly can. This actually does make quite a few cookies. I'm going to say probably 70 cookies, depending upon how big you make your crescents. There we go. As you can see, this has now formed a bit of a ball here. It's good. I don't see any dry ingredients. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it up in some cellophane. Oops, I forgot an ingredient, lemon zest. So it should have come in with the dry ingredients. I'm going to add it now and try and incorporate it in. So just taking a normal lemon. I've already washed this one, so it's got no germs or anything on the outside. I have a little grater that's a fine grater. I'm just going to grate those. And that's going to give me a little bit of zest. And the lemon is still good to use. If you come to my house for spirits over the Christmas holiday and you get lemons, it's probably going to be almost like a naked lemon because I've probably have used the rind in all of my baking. I'm just going to try and work that all in. Again, you can see how nicely that dough ball formed. Oh, it smells good too. And just try and work the dough so that we don't have one big chunk of it. And then I'll put this back in the fridge for a half an hour. I think that's good. Yeah, let's form that nice ball again. And back into the cellophane and into the fridge. There we go. Okay, I've removed the dough from the refrigerator. It's supposed to be left in there 30 minutes. I actually left this overnight. If you're going to do that, you probably want to leave it on counter at room temperature so that it sort of acclimatizes and you can work with it. Otherwise, it's going to be rock solid. I've floured my counter here, and now what I'm going to do is separate the dough. I'm just going to cut it in half so I can only work with small portions of dough is best. Now, there's two ways to do this. I'll show you the first way. I'm going to slice another slice off there. See there? And then what I'm going to do is roll it. So we just roll it with our fingers back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you get a long sort of rope. Then you would take a ruler and measure out about 1 to 2 inch slices, and that's what you're going to form the cookie dough out of. I like to just pinch off a little bit, roll it in a ball. So I'm going to work the ball, then I'm going to take it, kind of squeeze it, and form it so it forms a little crescent like a moon. Just keep forming it. I'm going to pinch the little ends. So there you go. You have a little moon or mustache, whatever you want to call it. Then I'm going to just place that on my cookie sheet that's been lined with some parchment paper. Again, we can roll it. I like this method best because I think if you have helpers in your kitchen, little ones, this is something that they could do. My cookies are not perfectly formed or even like they would be if I cut them out at 1 inch increments, as in the other method, but this is just fun. Again, I just roll it in a little bit of the flour so that the dough isn't too wet. And we just keep going. Like I said, this makes quite a few depending upon the size. The most I've ever got was 72 cookies, so we'll see what I get this time. Just keep squeezing those little cookies and making them into moon-shaped crescents. Again, just pinch those edges so that they don't break apart. There we go. We've got about 6 cookies here off to the side, 5 cookies. I'm going to continue to make the cookies, and then I'll come back when we're putting them in the oven. All right, this is my very first tray of cookies. There's about 35 cookies here. We're going to put them in the oven. It's set to 350. We're going to put them in there for 12 minutes.
All right, while Nicole's doing her thing, I'm going to take a look at these cookies. It's almost time to take them out. It's about 40 seconds. They should be getting a little bit pinkish. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I think they might need an extra minute or so, but looking pretty darn good.
Over here, even after getting out of the oven, or bringing them out of the oven, they seem to be browning just a little bit more. I think they're still sort of cooking. Now, for those of you who've been paying attention, you're probably thinking, but Nicole, what happened to the vanilla? You told us these are vanilla crescents. Did you forget them like you forgot the lemon rind? Nope, I didn't. The vanilla is in the coating, and that's what we're going to do now. So what I add to my confectioner's sugar is vanilla sugar. So I added about 3 pouches of this to this. That's going to give us our nice vanilla flavor. Now, this is the tricky part. So we're going to need to coat these in this sugar while they're nice and hot. That's why I only make 1 tray at a time. If you look behind me, there is another tray waiting to go in the oven. So I carefully pick these up, drop them into the sugar. I'll drop a few in here at a time. Maybe we'll do 6. This is when they're going to break, if they're going to break. And then I just roll them around in sugar until they're all coated. And I can put them on my little dish here. And I just have to remember how many. Did I put in 5 or did I put in 6? I think it was 5. That's 2. Here's 3. There's 4. And here's that 5th one. Oh, there was 6. And there you go, vanilla crescent cookies. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, click the like button. Thank you.